Some coaching is done away from the hustle and bustle of everything else, but some is done in the moment, what you might call real-time coaching. That's what I want to talk about today, and to see whether you might like some coaching in how to do real-time coaching. So let me give you the context for my thoughts here. Back in the 1990s, I coached a football team when I lived in Manchester. We were decent, not spectacular, but we had a good time. We enjoyed our football. Like most teams, we could rarely put out our best 11 consistently. Injuries, work commitments, travel all got in the way, of course. But we were coming up to a tournament. And for that tournament, I really wanted our best 11 available. So I thought I'd figure out our best 11, discuss it with the team, try to make sure we had our best 11 available for that tournament. So one training session, I sat everybody down in the changing room. We sat in a circle and I asked them who they thought were the best 11. And we went through the various positions from goalkeeper to defender, midfield, the forwards and so on. Thankfully, there was a lack of ego in the room. Most people volunteered somebody else, not themselves. The dynamic of the conversation was healthy, but something surprising happened. See, finally, we reached a consensus on our best player in every position. So we had the 11. I read the names out. This is our best 11, right, everybody? And there was a very strange silence. One of the team said, "But Malcolm, you're not on the list." And I said, "Well, of course not. I'm not one of our best players. And before you think this is false modesty, trust me, I was one of the least gifted in our entire squad, let alone the first 11. There was a murmur in the group as I protested, and one by one, they told me, "But you have to play." Well, and again, I protested. I said, "I'm not one of the best 11 players, and you all know it." However, they would not let it go. So paraphrasing several of their comments, what they were saying was, "We all know you're not one of our best 11 players. We all know that. You know that. We know that. That's fine. We accept that. We all know you're not one of the best 11 players, but you are the most influential player on the team. You're the most influential." And for the first time, I grasped the significance of being available for real-time coaching, because that's what they were talking about. I could manage the team, I could organize the training sessions, and I could certainly do a certain amount from the sidelines. But they said, "We find you most valuable when you're with us on the pitch." See, one of the many forms of coaching is preparing people before they perform, but another kind is coaching where your presence is vital. When in the team, you are able to give real-time input, feedback, and perspective. How do you feel about being in the thick of it as a coach? Some coaches feel more comfortable with being behind the metaphorical one-way glass. There's nothing wrong with that. But I suggest that you should not limit yourself. Real-time coaching is vital, especially when novel, unexpected things happen and you can't stop them. And in such environments, coaches worth their salt earn their corn, if I can mix my metaphors. Remember, the role of a coach is not to be an expert. You don't have to be the best at anything that's going on in that room or in that situation. You're not coaching because you're the best at anything, except perhaps coaching itself. So what does this realization do? It helps you as a coach to understand that you are immensely valuable and that you don't need to measure up to everybody else's achievements or gifts or talents in order for you to be helpful. As you can imagine, going back to the 90s and that football team situation, I was immensely humbled by the attitude of my team. And by the way, I did play and we did win the tournament. You can see another version of the story and the photograph on the website, my coaching website. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about real-time coaching? Do you feel equipped for that? If you'd like some coaching in how to do real-time coaching, then drop me a line via the website here and the links here, and I will get back to you. And let's set up a conversation.